Thank you very much once again for staying with us. Now it's time for us to talk about the topic, INEC distribution of materials, and we have with us the usual person, the usual guest still in the studio, Mazi in person, to help us understand all of this and to, really help us dissect it. Mazi, you watched that sound bite. They're coming from INEC officials telling us that they are doing all they can to make sure that materials are sent to various centers, and also encouraging that people come out in mass, and that's to the electorate now doing their own part. And you also watch in the sound bite the police officer also telling us, or telling Nigerians how ready they are and how protected Nigerians would be on that day, looking at the fact that they've made all things possible within their own hands. What can you say to this?
Well, it's a good development. They say they are ready to go, good to go. They did wonderfully well in Anambra, Ekiti, Edo, and Osun State. But these were states.
This very one is a major election.
It's a major all over the federation.
Yeah.
We want to see a situation where the election materials have been distributed to the local government, and maybe later today, maybe it will go to the wards, from the wards to the units, the polling booths. I want to see a situation where INEC officers and officials should be on time. During the mock trial of the beavers, there were some reports that INEC officials were not on time. But this time around, we want to see a situation where you go to polling units, you see INEC already seated, like you were already seated in the studio here before your guests came in, not your guests coming to wait for you. I want to see that situation. Again, I want to see a situation where the distribution of these INEC materials, the election materials, do not go through a wrong hand. There was court injunction restraining INEC from allowing MC Olomu handling it. And I also read where they say the INEC rec here said that in Lagos, said that he has no court order to that effect. I don't know whether they've ratified it. So INEC said they are ready to go, and we are also ready to go. I listened to the appeal. Look, my concern is this: how can somebody wake up in the morning from his house and say, I'm going to make trouble, I'm going to make sure that the election is scattered, I'm going to snatch ballot ballot papers and whatever?
Are you saying it's not possible?
But I'm thinking, why should somebody do that? Why should somebody contemplate? Why should somebody even attempt to do that? For what reason? For what reason? I mean, the security have assured us that there's adequate security protection of life and properties and INEC materials. And we want to make sure that anybody that tries to foment trouble should be dealt with decisively. And I don't know the number of policemen to be deployed. We criticize 30,000 policemen deployed in Edo. I would say we're not at war. The same thing Osun. But this is, they can't deploy 30,000 policemen throughout the federation, because it's going to be a very, maybe they're going to release whole 300 and something thousand policemen we have.
Sorry to butt in again. Don't you think the presence of these police officers can really send or project fear in the heart of Nigerians coming out to vote? Because this could look like...
Joshua, ordinarily it would have been so. But because of the way Nigerians value or see the policemen, they see them as nothing. And policemen themselves have not made it worse. They've not helped matters. They've been used to compromise security, election and things like that. We saw them even aiding the politician to buy votes and things like that. So we have to make sure that this time we get it right. I've said it before.
I was about saying that because the papers are saying now that politicians are trying to buy the electorates in terms of their votes, this time not in cash but in kind. How do you think this can be really handled by these policemen, knowing fully well that there's hunger in the land?
If they are serious,
there's hardship
yes,
everywhere.
If they are serious,
who do you think?
I mean, the security, the policemen.
But they are saying they are ready.
But is it today that I've been telling us that?
Do you think they are really
No,
ready?
is it today that even during the Oshu election, we covered it somehow. We saw some policemen helping the politicians to buy votes. Not that somebody told us we saw it, unless if the one they showed on TV was fake. But then, if it's not fake and it's real, then will it do? And the president has warned them, and the chief of army staff said we are good to go. And that is why I'm in full support of the military, not police. Military. Ordinarily, it would have been the responsibility of the policemen. But policemen have given, I mean, they've given themselves bad names.
But the government have not come out to say anybody caught in this or that act will be dealt with seriously and some certain punishment.
But that's the issue. But the military have said it. I had the chief of army staff say it 2 days ago, where they used the word "we are good to go." But then the question you supposed to ask me, are we supposed to have the military? It's not supposed to be the policemen. But because Nigerians don't respect the police, because they have saw their hands. But having said that, now I think the security should use all manner of efforts to make sure that the electorates are protected. People should be willing to go out and vote. Vote wisely, go back and rest and expect the result to come out.
How well, how well paid do you think the INEC officials are in order for them not to compromise in their responsibility?
Even before now, they've been compromising with these elections. Even now, we saw it in Australia. Even the vote buying, we saw it. Even during the primaries, did we not see INEC looking EFCC looking the other way when they were giving out money? Even during the Australian election, we saw it now. They didn't do anything. That is my worry. Even this one, they are rattling their mouth that there are no vote buying. What happened during Australian election? What happened during the primaries where hard currencies were exchanged?
Sure.
So, but then this is election. The international community is watching, and these are the things the international communities are warning about: vote buying, vote buying. You talk about they are now. You see, they've now devised another means. Aniki Dube said since the man has learned how to shoot without missing, that now they've now known that there's no money. They've now found a way: hunger, stomach infrastructure, a deck of rice, tin of milk. This. How long will that sustain you? To me, you must be disciplined. I said it here sometime. You must be like Daniel, who said, I will not eat the king's meat. Don't be like Esau. Don't be like Esau, who sold his birthright because of poverty. And that is what is happening. And it is common. You see, the politicians knew that the best weapon to arrest our conscience, to hijack our conscience, through poverty. And that is why they are doing that during the COVID-19. See what happened. The palliative meant for.
So what is the government doing now to really make sure that all parties adhere by the rule? Saying that, okay, when we're going to make it very, very uneasy for the politicians.
Political willingness. You must be politically will to make sure that this thing does not. If our president, who has given charge to the military, and warn them, if you are caught aiding and abetting, you will be punished. Then, from number 1 to the last number, now you now say it to those in the field. But then, having said that, their welfare should be taken into consideration.
That's what I was about saying.
If
in the past few weeks, Nigerians have gone through a lot.
Yes.
So you are now saying that no Nigerians will want to collect. It's not possible.
We
Mazi.
must be disciplined.
Let's be realistic.
We can't die. We can't die within these 4 days.
A lot have died.
To me, we should we should suffer within this short period and enjoy at the long run. What I'm talking about is the security men that are responsible in ensuring that no vote buying. Themselves, even the NIC members, the coppers, how we sure that their allowances will be paid? Last time we read that even the NIC members that participated in the 2019 election, they were not paid until after some months. They even protested. Even policemen, how we sure that these people will not go and say, we saw yesterday during the APC rally, we had somebody, one of the presidential candidates was giving money through the back, and we saw it on the this thing. I don't know whether it's a social media one, but we saw it. You see, we are...
And these are the same governments saying that they've deployed so much security to really take care of all of
that
this.
Is why I said
So
there must be political willingness. You must be determined. That is why one of the presidential candidates said, look, if you don't want corruption, you as a leader, don't be corrupt.
And that's where the political will comes in.
Fine. Because if I am the head of this station and I see a wrong thing, I don't compromise, I call it wrong. Whosoever that does it will be punished. The followers will be very careful.
They'll be forced.
But unfortunately, you see, when the managing director will now descend so low to play around with a cleaner, the cleaner will say, stop that. You have now belittled yourself. So if our politicians who are going there now begging us to come and vote for them, I've told them, these politicians you want to kill yourself for, these politicians you want to kill your fellow human beings for, the moment they are elected, that is the end of your connection with them. So why not be neutral? Stomach infrastructure is key. Hunger is biting in the land. There's poverty. You don't have access to your money. Even the money you have in the bank, you don't have access to.
In fact, that I feel will even
now,
deter a lot from coming out.
That's my worry now. That's my worry. That's my worry now. But then, even the new currency that has been disbursed, the president said that the politicians have hijacked it. They've hijacked it. I remember, is it the commercial banks are not even helping matters. Like I said, I just came back from the East last time as we were interacting. People were saying, if no, call this way, he works in the banks, he will help you. And they were helping them. Why the masses? So the issue is corruption has eaten, but then moral value is important. Like me, if you must give me something, you must give it to me, not to compromise, not to buy my conscience. If you give, since I've been going from one station, radio, TV, nobody has ever given me an envelope. And I will not take. I will never take. So that is why when I come to your studio, I will say it as it is. If you like, you bring me back. If you don't like, I don't care. So our politicians, our government, our leaders should be leaders that will lead by example. Who is a leader? Leadership is not sacrifice, it's not service. It's service now. Now, if you now buy my conscience, you gave me money to vote for you, I don't have control over you again.
That's it.
Right? I don't have control over you again. You will not even listen to me. So that is the problem we have. I'm surprised that even the people now who are killing innocent people on radio, TV, you see them attacking each other, making enmity with people you don't even know, for persons that are selfish, people that are even wicked more than this, and you want to kill your brother because of that. Tomorrow, you see, Mazi, this time around, we have to get it right. Now, INEC distributing this thing, how are we sure that the politicians don't have access to it? How are we sure that the security will not compromise their responsibility? How are we sure that their salaries and allowances will be paid on time? How are we sure that there will be no manipulation? How are we sure that, let them not, even to me, you must go there one by one. Anybody caught discussing anything or trying to give something should be arrested.
Mazi,
because this time around, we need to get it right.
I feel that at this point, the government ought to have come out to say, every allowance due to the police has been made. Every allowances due to INEC officials have been adequately paid to boost the confidence of Nigerians that when they go out there to cast their civic responsibility, it will really go down well. Don't you think so?
Yeah, I think so.
So, but the government is not saying anything.
I think so. That is why.
The only statement
that is why I say even. That's why I say
and
even.
It's vague.
Yeah, that's why I say employers treat your employees very well, so that they will give you their best, so that they will protect your interests. Now, if the federal government have not been able to take care of the welfare or the allowances of the security personnel that will be asked to go and stay to make sure there's law and order, they'll be tempted. They'll be tempted. That's why we even say, even those, have you traveled along the highways, how policemen, how they stop private and commercial vehicles asking for money? And at times I will alert from the vehicle and I will say, come my friend, I'll give 200 naira because I've seen the condition.
Mazi,
now the politicians...
Have you been asked when you travel on the road to your hometown, have you been asked to give money by this policeman?
Is it today? It's all over. Have I not been saying it here? On our station. There's no station. You know, I travel every now and then. I just came back from the east. Is it... If I begin to mention this checkpoint from Shagamu,
no, it's high
to
time
this,
you mention
so
it.
I've been mentioning it. I've mentioned it. Even the one that is even annoying, the moment the one between Bini bypass, there's a checkpoint. There's so many checkpoints. Not one. There's so many checkpoints. From here downstairs, you see another one. From downstairs to the main road to the junction, and they'll be collecting. And there are some checkpoints that you will stay more than 45 minutes. They are not bothered, especially the one manned by the military. So that is the problem. So this election is very important to us. The international communities, yesterday I listened to them. He said they complain about the vote buying. And that is why the president said the Naira redesign is meant to checkmate that, to make sure that politicians don't have access to money. And that's why even they pleaded that much as we agree with you, release 500 naira and 1,000 naira to us. They say no. But one legislator from the lower chamber said, we are entitled to 70 million, one person cash for this election. It was on the national television. I didn't go to national assembly. He said it. He said, we are entitled to, I never heard that before until he said it. We are entitled
every
to
citizen.
70 million naira.
You mean
for this citizen? every member in the house? 70. If that is for the lower chamber, what about the Senate? There won't be. So that is, see, the corruption we are talking about. What are they going to use the 70 million? Is it not to buy votes? Is it not to do everything? To buy talks? To this? But if you are a person, you are bought to go and make sure, if you snatch ballot papers, ballot boxes, you're on your own.
Mazi, let me take you back to the sound bite we watched some couple of minutes ago, where the INEC official is saying that as they've done their own part, the electorate, that's the Nigerians who will be coming out to vote, should come out in mass. That's the hope. In the event that people do not come out in mass to cast their vote, for whatever reasons best known to them, what do you think will be the fate of INEC with regards to the elections?
Voters apathy we are talking about. Now, if INEC has said that they've done their own, their best, and the remaining thing left for the masses to come out, you don't need to blame them again because they have done their own. But before then,
I'm saying that if the masses fail to come out,
for
whatever reasons,
why would they fail to
Mazi,
come out?
we all know what Nigerians are going through.
Yes, you have a point, and they have a point. Yes. The issue is this:
are they going to
Are
they going to shift or I don't
no,
understand.
there have no extension. There will be no shifting of the election.
So what will happen?
They will, you see, it is going to be at the detriment of the people. If INEC, like a polling booth, INEC officials come out to expect people to come and nobody comes out. At the end of the day, they'll close and they make report to the INEC headquarters. It's not their fault again. But there are some reasons people might come. One, insecurity. Secondly, the intimidation, either by the police or by the opposition parties or
talks.
Or talks, yes. So that is why. Remember, in I think Kogi State, a woman was burnt alive. A woman, PDP lady, was burnt alive, and it is also going now, and that is why the military have taken over some streets in Lagos. I think before now, a political party has not been allowed to erect a billboard. Tommy, Pat
Tommy?
Tommy, yes, he came out on national television and said, why we have not been able to have a secretariat in Lagos that no landlord is willing to to rent out their building. They said we don't want to rent our building, and before overnight they bonded that they are under instruction not to give out or rent out their building for a particular party. We have all seen where a political party's flyers or this thing have been torn. We have also seen where intimidation here. Was it not here we read sometime that a Bali in one of the areas in Lagos called the resident and said, "Look, you must vote for my own party." That is my source. You must vote
against
yes,
their own.
Yes, you must vote
wish.
for my own party. That apart, is it not in the same Lagos here we are that a political presidential candidate wanted to visit the Oba of Lagos? He said, "Come back the next time." Is it not the same Lagos we see some other hoodlums? It's not the same Lagos in 2019. Some votes, ballot papers cast by other people were thrown into gutter and things like that. I was in the studio 1999. They showed us. So these are the things people will say, but now people have made up. Let them not invite violence. But some people are radio. We also had some time that in some areas, these PVC were not distributed. The INEC rec here came on air and said, it was your sister channel, said that there are allegations that some people were denied, were not given their PVC. The INEC rep said that there were people that came from Monisha, from the southeast, and they registered in the southeast, and they came to Lagos. Instead of them to do a transfer, they also went back again to do double registration, and some people refuted it.
With all of these factors,
some of this is that
Mazi,
there are people who have decided to make sure that no other political party wins in Lagos,
don't you
except
think,
a particular
don't
party.
You think
So all these things now will bring violence, but these people are now determined. You see what happens sometimes where they accuse INEC officials bringing machines that are not functioning.
all of these things are factors that could really mar the elections as you've enumerated. But don't you think they are pointers to really show that these elections might not be really as transparent as we thought it would be, free and fair?
It's possible, but INEC has ruled out all those things, and they've assured us that they are ready.
But they are not God.
They are not God. It's only God that is almighty. No other person is almighty. And INEC, let us see whether we can give up to 75-80% in this. But having said that, my appeal go to the electorate. My appeal also go to the security people. Don't compromise your responsibility. My appeal also go to other. Then we didn't talk about the peace accord. What has been the purpose of that peace accord? Has it been achieving the purpose? The answer is no. Otherwise, I cannot imagine where billboards are not allowed.
Mazi, we'll talk about that when we come back after this break. Please stay with us.